Dear friends, minutes. On the question, what makes human beings distinct from animals? To answer this question, we should refer to the book, What is Soul? By Professor Dr. Allama Nasiruddin Nasir Huzai, translated into English by Dr. Fakir Muhammad Huzai and Rasida Noor Muhammad Huzai.
The first 10 answers to the questions related to the kinds of souls explain that plants only have one soul, the vegetative soul, which only has the characteristic of growing. In contrast, animals have two attributes. One is growth, and the second is sensorial and movement. Human beings have an additional attribute to the animals and plants, which is the innate intellect, the rational soul. If that innate intellect has a tendency to absorb the divine spirit, then it has a tendency to become a perfect man and become monoreality with God.
Now, how can a human being attain that Holy Spirit? How can a human become distinct from animals who eat, drink, sleep, and reproduce, including all animal attributes? What distinguishes us from them? It is the innate intellect, which, if nurtured by the Holy Spirit, can be attained in the light of the guidance of the Imam of the time, and by the nurture of holy Firman. Listening to Ginans, thus be divine remembrance, piety, and abundance of zikr, and living life with ethical principles as guided by Hazrat Imam. Ya Ali Madad.
In the garden of our beings, a seed of intellect sown. In the garden of our being, a seed of intellect sown. Beyond mere existence, a divine essence to be known. In the garden of our being, a seed of intellect sown. In the garden of our being, a seed of intellect sown. Beyond mere existence, a divine essence to be known. We've got an intellect that needs a guide. We've got an intellect that needs a light. We've got an intellect that needs a guide. Guided by a living Imam of the time. Guided by a living Imam of the time. Animals eat, sleep, and play their part. Yet within us, a flame, a sacred heart, nurtured by wisdom the Imam's guiding light. Through zikr and piety, our spirits take flight. We've got an intellect that needs a guide. We've got an intellect that needs a light. We've got an intellect that needs a guide, guided by a living Imam of the time, guided by a living Imam of the time. In the melody of Ginans, a soul sweet song with ethical principles, we strive to belong. So let the heart dance to the rhythm of the divine in the garden of the soul. Let the intellect shine. We've got an intellect that needs a guide. We've got an intellect that needs a light. We've got an intellect that needs a guide, guided by a living Imam of the time, guided by a living